Questions?
Good night of work, first scrimmage of the spring. All in all, thought operation, just coaches and players, both sides of the ball, really good. There's some things pre-snap that we got to clean up on both sides of the ball, but other than that, pretty clean night. Really good special teams work at the beginning of scrimmage and in the middle as well. So, good night of work.
Questions?
Josh, you enjoy both. It said you want some explosive plays in offense. Are you seeing any of that, or did you see any of that in the scrimmage?
Yeah, saw some big plays down the football field tonight. Young wide receivers I thought did a good job in their first opportunity in a scrimmage environment. Went and made plays. So like what I saw in that tonight, but in early part of spring too.
What's allowed Travis Smith to kind of, be somebody that's able to step in and adapt pretty quick here?
Yeah, he our freshman class, the mid-year guys in January, just really mature. He's handled himself extremely well, accountable. In his competitive makeup, how he approaches every single day. Did a great job in the offseason, continuing to grow his body. And then for a young player, has handled what we've installed already in the early part, which is a lot. He's handled it extremely well. And so when you understand what you're doing, now you can attack how I need to play from snap to the whistle. And he's got great size, great length, competitive to the catch, and you saw that tonight.
What's the sense of urgency with him and Rodarius, knowing that there's just not a lot of numbers there and they're going to have to be,
that's just the landscape of college football. As your roster turns over, your young guys got to be ready to learn it, earn it, and go take a job. And once they prove that, then it's our job to put them in a place where they can go have success. Those young guys have approached it the right way. We're a long ways away from where we need to be, but if they continue to chop wood every single day, we've got a chance.
I get it's spring, but in what ways do you see a different Nico from Columbus to tonight?
Yeah, command and control, complete understanding. Some of that's with checks, it's controlling your protections, understanding hots, and then in the scope of that, being able to put him in different positions because you got that trust in him. But this is a time of growth for him and for everybody that we have on our roster.
How would you assess the running backs tonight and just how Deshaun kind of handled his role this spring?
Yeah, I thought Deshaun and Peyton did a really nice job today in the run game, but also in pass protection. I thought the young guys that are new to our football team went out and executed extremely well. Popped some runs, but I like the way that they finished them, getting pad under pad and going +2.
You've got a lot of different pieces on the offensive line. How do you feel like those are gelling into a first five, a second five, and so on?
Yeah, at this point, don't have just a first five. We're playing guys in multiple positions. Seeing their ability to handle it, but also seeing their growth and execution within that. There's great competition every single day, and we're going to keep that going here as we go through spring.
Without Miles the rest of spring and other stretch of the offseason, what do you want to see from those tight ends, Ethan, and especially those young guys too?
Miles is a great leader. He's handled himself that way, even since he's been injured, and we need that from him. He's got a lot of experience, his maturity, and he's got great leadership traits. The other guys at that position are getting a ton of work. They were doing that before Miles. We kind of had him in the limited role. When I say that, just because of the amount of football that he's played, it's going to be important that all of those young guys continue to come along. Ethan's done a really nice job. He's continued to grow. I think I said that a couple of days with you guys outside of the game, and that's parlayed itself into how he is play out day in, day out with us on the field. The young guys got to continue to take steps forward.
Josh, I know you haven't seen film, but how do you assess the center position from an operations standpoint?
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
From an operations standpoint, the competition there, what did you see tonight, just managing the game?
Yeah, tonight I thought, the guys did a really good job. There weren't a bunch of issues as far as communication. We worked silent count tonight, had crowd noise. I thought they handled it all in all really well. There's a lot of young guys that are extremely talented. We just got to continue to grow within the scope of what we're doing. Thought they performed well tonight. They've done that, first 5-6 days, but we still got a lot of growth left.
What did you see from Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley, those guys in particular, and they've kind of answered the bell so far and stepping up?
Those guys have been really mature in the way that they've approached everything that we're doing inside of our program. You know, just year one to year two, you know, we've talked about that with quarterbacks in the past, but it's true for everybody. And they got a great understanding. They understand how to take care of their bodies. They've competed extremely hard every day in practice, consistent in what we're getting from them. Those are two young guys that, you know, have maturity, that you know, are going to have to take a leadership role inside of that wide receiver room as well, not just in how they play, but bringing that entire group along.
You talk about breaking spring down into threes and three segments. What does this team need to take from tonight? What do you want them to take from tonight moving into the next segment?
Yeah, tonight, you know, the first thing is, you know, coaches are off the field. You got to take ownership of it. First thing is learn how hard you have to play from snap to whistle, and then being able to reset from play to play. As we go watch the tape tonight as a staff, and then tomorrow with our guys, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to get better at, just playing smart football within the scope of our schemes. But I wanted to see that tonight, you know, from the sidelines. I liked what I saw, but we'll see a lot more as we watch the tape.
That's where your defensive line is at, Dr. Chen?
Yeah, you know, the guys that have played a lot of football have continued to grow as players. You know, some young guys that got some reps last year, but maybe weren't getting the bulk of them. They're going to have to step up. I like the length and athleticism of that group. You know, we got young guys that are going to have to continue to really grow here through spring ball, and some guys that, you know, aren't practicing right now, that when we get to training camp, it can't be day one for them. They got to do a great job being a pro and growing within the scope of what we're doing schematically.
Walking off the field, what did you like about the defense that you saw just walking off the field?
Yeah, I thought all in all they played extremely hard, ran to the football. They were physical at the point of contact, had some guys that made competitive plays. You know, that's a starting point.
I feel like Jake and George took advantage of their opportunities tonight.
Yeah, I thought both of them handled the mechanics of just the operations pretty well throughout the course of the game. There's some things that they got to get better at too. You know, making sure all 11 are on the same page and we're operating the right way. But for night one, inside of a scrimmage atmosphere, doing it on silent crowd noise, they handle themselves pretty well. All right, y'all have a great night.
Thank you.